What does it feel like to hold your book in your hands for the very first time? Now, if you're an aspiring author, you're just thinking about writing a book, or you've already started working on your book, but you're just finding a hard time here and there getting motivated, this is an exercise that I think will really help you. So, if you're listening to this in the car, then this is a recording that you'll want to visit later. And if you're reading this on my blog, then you're going to want to listen to the recording on this one. I remember when I wrote my first book, and it wasn't even the book I set out to write. I literally was working on the book that I've written, Beyond Boo Boo Kisses, the story of us, our journey with our son when he was diagnosed with cancer. And I got stuck. Like I was just really having a hard time doing that. And so I'm like, all right, darn it, I'm going to prove to myself that I can write a book. And I'm going to get myself out of this rut. And I'm going to do something that doesn't have the emotional piece, that isn't as difficult for me to get through. And so I decided I was homeschooling my kids, and I decided to do some research, and I ended up writing this little book here, 50 nifty freebies for homeschoolers. And it took me 30 days to do all the research, find some good freebies, and write up the book and get the cover designed. It's obviously super simple. And the inside is just, black and white pages. And I think I paid like 2 cents a page to get, nice photocopies of the inside. The outside is more of a cardstock, and then you can see the lovely comb binding. This was created back in 2006, I believe. Yes, January 2006. I don't remember exactly how much. It was less than $1 basically to create this book and have it printed. And look at that, $7 price tag. There's a whole psychology behind using sevens in your prices. We'll talk about that another day. But I remember it wasn't the same experience as like when you get a box of your books and you open it up and you grab one out and you just look at it and for the first time and you're holding your book in your hands. Because my kids and I, we literally put these together ourselves. So I was creating it myself. But I do recall when we had that, there were a couple hundred copies all stacked up, all printed and bound and ready to go. And I remember the feeling of seeing those there and thinking, wow, 30 days. 30 days I researched, wrote, designed, printed, and had together my first book. So, goal achieved. I set out to prove that I could write a book, and I didn't just write it, I published it. And in the months to follow, literally that same month, actually, I was invited to speak at some local homeschool conferences, just small, a couple hundred people. But I ended up selling 300 copies of this book. And so I all that to say, there's not just the experience when you get it, but there's going to be that story behind it as well for you. And it's fun to remember that. And here I am, 4 books later, and those are my own books, not to even mention all the books I've written for, millions and millions and millions of words of books for other people. So I can't wait. I can't wait for you to have this same experience too. Right. So go and grab a book off your shelf that's about the size that you're envisioning your book will be. And if you're not sure on that yet, just pick one that you like. All right. And because if you like it, that's a good sign. All right. Now, you got the book? Okay. Close your eyes. And I want you to just feel this book, because I know the one in your hands is not yours, but we want you to see it as though it is. All right. So we're going to take your vision off the table here and use the vision of your imagination. So just hold that book in your hands. And I want you to imagine that this is your book, your very first book, and it's real, and it's finished, and it's printed, and it's in your hands. And this is just one of the most amazing things you have ever seen. When you look at the cover, you can't help but think, wow, I did that. I created this. Like this, all of the hours and the days and the weeks, and even if it took months, it was so worth it because this is real now, and I can touch it and I can smell it. Okay. Side note, I can't remember the name of it. There's literally a name for people who love the smell of books. And if you're like me and you love the smell of books, I love walking in a bookstore. I can't imagine a day where there are no bookstores because, and I just have great memories in that of being a kid and going to the bookstore. And any time I walk in like a Barnes and Noble and you just smell that wave of brand new book, there's just nothing like it. I can't explain it, but so now you have this book in your hands that is doing that, not just for you, but for other people that see your book in the store on the shelf or get your book in the mail from your store or from Amazon. And I want you to picture the cover. Like if you haven't pictured the cover yet, what does your cover look like? Like what do you see there when you picture that book in your hands? And how about the cover? Is it a soft cover? Is it hard cover? Is it, if it's a soft cover, is it nice and glossy and shiny, or is it a hard cover with maybe a paper sleeve on the outside? All these things, all these little attributes that you're seeing right now, they're going to matter. They're going to matter as you're putting this book together, because you're going to be able to tell a designer, this is what I see on the cover of my book. This is what I want you to create. You're going to be able to tell a printer how you want it printed. You're going to be able to tell a publisher or again, a printer, whether you want it a soft cover or hard cover, whether you want it to be nice and glossy, or whether you want it to have, a paper sleeve on the outside. All these things are going to matter. But what I want you to pay attention to most right now, today in this exercise, and I hope your eyes are still closed. When you're holding this book in your hands, what does it feel like?
I just pick up from when your eyes are still closed.
Okay. Pull up. Holy smokes, is it landing on the house? I'm finishing this freaking video. Can you pick that up? Is it picking that up?
No.
If I talk really loud, is it picking it up?
Keep
I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking because they're very loud out there.
Can you hear them?
I can hear them, but I don't know because when I'm talking, I don't hear them as much. Do you hear them when I'm talking?
I don't hear them when you're talking.
I can't have any pauses. This sucks. All right. You still got your eyes closed, right? All right. So with your eyes closed and you're holding onto your book, I want you to pay attention to how are you feeling? What do you feel like? What are the feelings that you're having? Are you feeling excitement? Is your heart racing? Are there tears coming down your face? Like, what are you feeling as you hold this book? And I want you to think about the impact. Think about the lives that you're going to be able to affect now that you have this book in your hands. And from your hands, you can give this book out to people. You're going to be able to sell this book to people. You're going to be able to talk about this book on podcasts, on television shows. Think about all of the things you're going to be able to do with this book and all of the people that you're going to be able to help and serve now that you have this book finished and in your hands. Feels amazing, right? All right, it's okay to open your eyes now. So anytime that you're stuck, whether you're recording or you're writing and you get stuck and you're not sure how to go forward in your book, anytime maybe the book's done and it's at the editor and you're frustrated because it's taking so long, I want you to take out this recording and I want you to watch it and I want you to remember what it's going to feel like when you finally have that book in your hands. And I want you to remember how it's going to feel to impact all of those lives because your book matters. Your book matters. Well, friend, I hope that exercise is helpful to you. I hope you'll come back and visit it again and again. If you need any more help with things like this, please write to me, Leslie, Leslie, at turnitintoabook.com. Questions, other helps, anything that you need, let me know, and we'll be sure to get that information to you.